Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in this session, we're going to go through some functional leg strengthening exercises. We'll do a few stretches as well. So the idea for this is that we challenge the body with a bit of mobility, just in terms of what angles we're putting through the hips and the legs, but then we're also getting a little bit of strengthening work into those key larger muscle groups, so the quads, the hamstrings, and the glutes. So I hope you enjoy the session. If you do, please feel free to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's start this session up in standing. You're going to bring the feet and knees to about hip socket distance with the toes pointing forwards. And then just spend the first moment growing tall through the body and tuning in to how the body feels. So again, let's just think about that little piece of string attached to the top of the head, and that's going to pull you up tall. So we get a little bit of space through the spine. Then let's think about the shoulders just relaxing. So if you think about your shoulder blades, they can kind of slide down and in on your back, making a little bit of a V shape with the shoulder blades. We then want to think about just a really light connection through the deep abdominals. So the belly button draws in towards the spine gently. And then let's think about the breathing. So again, your lateral thoracic breathing pattern. So if you were to have your hands on your rib cage, on the breath in, the fingertips would come apart a little way, the hands would push out. And then on the breath out, the fingertips come back towards each other, the hands come closer together, and the rib cage shrinks a little bit. So keep thinking about that with the breathing as much as you can. And then let's start moving when you're ready. So coming into some flexion and extension of the spine. Let's start off bringing the arms all the way up over the head, looking up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then if you want to take a little bit of extension, that's fine, but go carefully if you need to. And as we do this, think about the hips staying on top of the feet. And it's just the head and the rib cage that goes backwards. Good. Circle the arms out wide. Bring yourself back into neutral, and then let's come into your flexion. So chin down. Again, keep thinking about the hips staying on top of the feet, lengthen the back of the legs a little, the belly button drawing in towards the spine, and then let's just come up to halfway. So lift your chest, lift your eye line a little bit, stick the bottom out behind you, and then let's drop all the way back down, relax, breathe, and then deeper breath in, bring the arms all the way up, and let's do that again. So a little lean back, breathe, and then bring it to center. Chin comes down, rolling over the front of the legs, stretching out the back of the body. If you want to just pedal the legs a little bit here, go for it. Sticking the bottom out behind you, drop the head and the shoulders, and then still with the legs, coming up into that halfway lift. Breath in, and then as you breathe out, drop the head. And let's just do that one more time. Coming all the way up with the arms, and then into your little back bend, hips on top of the feet. Bring it back to center, and then this time you're going to leave the arms above you, and imagine you're coming off a diving board. So you're going to scoop the rib cage in, tuck the tailbone under, diving forwards into that roll down, and then relax heavy through the upper body. Come halfway, lift the chest, lengthen the back of the legs, and then relax. Well done. Bring yourself all the way back up. Give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Good. So a little bit of balance work now. We're going to bring one heel up off the floor, and then from here you can either keep the heel on the floor or you're going to lift the foot, and we're going to come into a little bit of rotation. So bring the arms out wide, and then you're going to rotate towards the lifted leg. Bring it back into center and rotate away from the lifted leg. Bring it back to center, change sides. So either just the heel or lifting the leg, rotating towards the lifted leg and away. Good. Bring that back into center. This time, either just the heel or lift the leg. If you've lifted the leg, this time you're going to rotate, and then you're going to see if you can straighten that leg out in front of you. Keep growing tall through the body, belly button drawing in, try not to bend that supporting knee. Bring it back into center, and then again, as you rotate away from the lifted leg, lengthen. Pointing the foot, grow tall, bring it back to center. Good, bring it down. Again, other side. Heel lift or leg lift. If you've lifted the leg, rotate towards, straighten, grow tall, keep that leg as high as you can, whilst keeping your supporting leg straight. Bring it to center, and then bring it all the way down. Good. Shake out the legs. Let's take the feet wide and come into your side bend, so getting the upper body a little warmer. Standing comfortably with the feet, grow tall through the body, take a breath in, arm the breath out. Start with the head, then let the shoulders follow, then the body, either just as you are, or bring that top arm up and over, and then bring it to center and to the other side, either just with the body or reach with that arm as well. Keep these going. Lengthen. Taking deep, steady breaths in and out with the movement. Good. Last one. Up and over, reach. And then bring it down and relax the shoulders, shake out the arms, bring the feet back in. Good. So we're going to come into a little bit of a squat series. So working the legs, think about the core and the extensor muscles in the back. So lengthen up through the spine. We're trying to avoid this kind of posture. So have the feet comfortable. For some people that's going to be parallel, toes pointing forwards. For some people that's going to be a little bit wider, maybe a bit of turnout. So whatever works well for you is fine. When you're ready, bring the arms forwards. You're going to send the hips back out behind you, and then bend your knees. Keep your heels on the floor. So just some basic squats for now. Come straight back up and back down. Push the floor away and back down. So really simple. Doesn't matter how far down you're going, but we want to keep the back long and you want to keep the heels on the floor. 2 more like this. Good. Coming into some lunges just to get the legs a little bit warmer. So take a little step forwards, lift the back heel, bend the knee, bring yourself back up. Again, bend the back knee and up, keeping that back heel off the floor, keeping the body upright, or you can lean forwards a little way if you want to. Just 2 more on this side, using it as a warm-up. Good, and then let's switch the legs over. Back heel lifted and bend. Breathe. 2 more. Good. Okay, bring it back up into center, coming back into your squats now. So, standing comfortably with the feet, bring the arms up. As you come down into your squat, you're going to try and lift your arms over your head. So lengthen. Reach as tall as you can through the arms, through the back, and then push it back up. Good. Again, arms forwards, reach them long, reach them up. Good. Doesn't matter how far down you're coming in your squat. Just try to lengthen and go as far as you feel happy to. Reach. 2 more. Forwards and down. Lengthen. Well done. Last one like this. Good. Bring it back up. Roll the shoulders. Just step the feet wide. Soften the knees. Come into your free rotation. Just to relax the body. Let that tension go from the legs and from the shoulders. Good. Okay, coming back into center, we're going to carry on working with the legs now. So this is like a combination of that lunge that you did and your squat. So this is like the start of a pistol squat. So you're going to bring one foot out in front of you. Now I want you to try and keep that foot as light as you can on the floor. So all of your weight is on this back leg. When you're ready, hinge forwards, bend your back knee only, keep that front foot really light, and we're going to tap. Really small movement. Try not to come up and down with your bent leg. Keep the straight leg straight. Good. Foot down. Grow tall. Well done. Other side. Send it forwards. Take some deeper breaths. And then when you're ready, lean forwards. Bend that back knee and tap. Keeping the back long. Belly button drawn in. Shoulders soft. Well done. Bring it back up to center. Shake the legs out. Good. So still targeting the legs, but more the back of the legs now. Glutes and the hamstrings. Roll the shoulders. Take a few deeper breaths. Reset the body. Feel free with this one to hold on to something in front of you. So a chair, table, anything you've got handy. The wall can work as well. Bring yourself onto one foot. Send the leg out behind you. Belly button drawn in. And when you're ready, you're going to just tip forwards. You can bring the hands onto the hips if you want to, but just tip yourself forwards. This leg can be a little bit soft, or you can try to keep it a little longer. Bring yourself back up, and then let's change the legs over. Tipping forwards. Just get a feel for this movement before we make it stronger. Back to center. One more like that on each side. Keeping the belly button drawn in. Good. Okay, this time you're going to tip forwards, and then if it feels okay, lift your back leg. Now you can keep it relaxed, keep it a little softer, or let's try and really lengthen that back leg, pointing the foot. Same with your standing leg, we can keep it bent, or let's try and straighten. Hinge at the hip, bring yourself back up, and change. Leg out behind, you can keep everything bent, or let's keep it straight, and just see how that feels. Bring it back into center. Carry on as you are, or let's add some arms this time. So tip forwards, send the arms out into an airplane position. Bring it back to center and change. Breathe. Tip forwards. Arms out wide, legs long. Back to center. Good. One more like this on each side. Breathe. Feel that stretch in the back of the leg. Now this time, coming forwards, you're going to bend your standing leg and reach your arms forwards. And then extend out wide. 3 more. Bend, extend, bend, extend. One more time. Bend, extend. Well done. Bring it back up. Shake out that leg Last one of these on the other side. Find your breath. When you're ready, coming forwards, find that balance. Bend, reach the arms long, extend, bend, carry on, reach. Good, last one. And then bring it back up. Good work. Shake out the legs, take the feet a little wider, soften the knees, come back into that free rotation. Let it all go. Taking some deep breaths. Fill the lungs. Let the body recover. Good. Okay. Bring yourself back into center. We're going to head down to the floor, but we're keeping the work in the legs for now. So coming into your squat, we're going to use this as a transition down into kneeling. We're going to take a little stretch for the feet. So standing comfortably. Bring the arms forwards, hips back, make your way down. Keep the heels on the floor. So come as low down as you can with the heels there. When you're at the bottom of that movement, pause and let's just stretch the arms, test the extensor muscles in the back, reach up, lengthen, lift the chest, squeeze the back of the shoulders, breathe into that challenge, and then bring the arms down, lift the heels. Good. Okay, find your way down into a toe stretch. So toes tucked underneath the feet, sitting the hips back to the heels. If that feels too strong, feel free to lean forwards. So you can have the hands on the thighs, or you can even come out more towards all fours. But if you can, let's just hold it here. Center yourself. Think about that breathing exercise again, lateral thoracic movement. Let your shoulders relax. Feel free to close the eyes. Feeling that deep stretch into the toes and the ankles, that pressure building up in the legs. Well done. 3 more breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, bring yourself out slowly. Well done on that one. Into all fours, and then just send one leg out behind you. Decompress in the foot, in the knee. Well done. And then change sides. Give it a little shake out. Just feel that fresh energy, blood pumping down into the legs. Good. Okay, so from here, you're going to bring yourself down into seated. We're going to come into a little bit of work again for the pistol squat. So don't worry if these feel wobbly. Don't worry if they don't look neat. Just go with it as best you can. You're going to draw one leg as close in to your chest as you can. Place that foot down on the floor. Now, what you can do here, we're going to start with these, is have the hands on the floor behind you. And however you need to, you're going to push yourself forwards until you've got your weight on this bent leg. Don't worry about the leg that's out in front of you. Try and keep it straight. Bring yourself back onto the floor, and let's do that again. Push yourself forwards, get the chest forwards, sit onto that bent leg, and then bring yourself back down. One more like that. Push forwards, use the hands behind you, and then bring yourself down. Let's do that on the other side. So shuffle that foot in, hands behind you, and then when you're ready, push forwards, use whatever means you need to get that weight over on this bent leg, and then sitting back down, push forwards, belly button drawing in, Bring it down, one more like that, pushing forwards, and then bring it down. Switch the legs. Now you can either carry on with that, or let's try to do it with the arms out in front. So when you're ready, you can rock back a little bit, push, bring yourself forwards, and then back down. Let's do that again. So push, bring the weight forwards and down. One more, push, and bring it down. Well done. Changing sides. When you're ready, get a bit of momentum, push, good, and down again, push, and down once more, push. Wonderful, well done. Into seated, coming into a hamstring stretch or your caterpillar pose. So again, with these, you can bring the arms behind you, push yourself forwards, or let's have the arms reaching out long, legs out in front of you, drop the head down, and just breathe. Lengthening the back of the body, lengthening the back of the legs. We're going to spend the rest of the session focusing on stretching, releasing and lengthening the legs now after that little bit of strength work. Slowly bring yourself back up. Good. And then we're going to come into your butterfly stretch in seated. So bring the soles of your feet together. Let the knees drop out wide. Now again, with this one, you can lean backwards, leaning onto the hands. Try and switch your hips off. If it feels okay, stay sitting tall and then come forwards, dropping the head down towards the feet. Switching the hips off and trying to let the rest of the body relax as much as you can. Sit yourself back up tall, and then from here, bring yourself into all fours. You're going to cross one leg over, so the foot goes to the outside of that other knee, and then send the leg all the way out behind you as far as you feel happy to. You can stay sitting upright if you want to. That'll get a little bit more of the hip flexor on that back leg. If we want to target the external rotator muscles a little bit more in that front leg, then let's come forwards, dropping the body, dropping the head. And your goal as you stay here is to start to relax, switch your body off as best you can. Slowly allow yourself to become more and more passive. Good, slowly coming out from that pigeon pose or sleeping swan pose, and we'll change sides. So switching the legs over, crossing that foot over to the other side, and then reaching the back leg away. Again, you can stay upright here, finding a little bit of a stretch more into the hip flexor, or find your way forwards, taking that stretch into the external rotator muscles of your front hip. Bring yourself back up gently. Bring that front leg back through. And then we're just going to take one more stretch in seated. We're going to come into your straddle. So send the legs out as wide as you can. Take your time adjusting, finding what feels like a good balance between a challenge but also manageable at the same time. Sit yourself up tall. Again, you can use the hands behind you. Feel like you're opening the chest. Find that length up and out of the top of the head, length through the spine. And you can stay here, or we can come forwards again for this one. Coming down onto the hands or to the elbows. Breathing deeply. Once you feel as though you've got used to this position, if you want to come deeper, feel free, taking the arms either forwards or wider. And then slowly bringing yourself back up into seated. Draw the legs back in, hug your knees up into your chest, and just let the hips switch off. Well done. When you feel ready, bring yourself down onto the floor. And then you can take a full body stretch, sending the arms and the legs all the way away from you. Really lengthen. Imagine you're on a stretch board, so arms are being pulled away, feet are being pulled away. Everything in between is just getting longer. Good. And then bring yourself into a comfortable position. You can come into a Shavasana if you want to, or just finding a position that works for you. The legs can be bent. Arms can be anywhere comfortable, maybe by your side or resting on the body. Closing the eyes, coming back into your breathing, and just notice how the body feels. Letting any tension leave the body, melting away into the floor underneath you. And then whenever you feel ready, you can slowly start to think about coming back up into seated, whatever way works for you. And then just sitting yourself anywhere comfortable, letting the shoulders roll forwards, readjusting the body. You can still have the eyes closed here if you want to. But again, let's just start to find a little bit of length through the spine. Let the shoulders slide down the back. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes slowly. Notice your surroundings, maybe take a few deeper breaths in and out. And that brings us to the end of our session. Thank you very, very much for joining me, everybody.